Hello, my name is Brendan Keith, and I am a senior at Oak Grove High School. And today my speech is going to be on how there is no salary cap in Major League Baseball when there is in most other sports. To get into it, a salary cap is the maximum amount that a team is able to spend on a certain year on all of their players combined. So the NFL, which is football, has a salary cap that was implemented in 1994 of $255.5 million per team. The NHL, which is hockey, has one of $88 million that was put into place in 2004, and the NBA, which is basketball, has one of $140.8 million, which was put into place in 1984. There are four major sports in America. You have baseball, football, hockey, and basketball, and three out of those four have salary caps besides baseball. So they're pretty behind whenever it comes to putting that into place. And the owner of Major League Baseball, Rob Manfred, has said that he won't even start talking about it until the 2026-2027 season, according to ESPN. So since the MLB doesn't have a salary cap, it makes it to where there are big outliers of spenders, and there are many reasons for that, including like having more people in your city makes it easier to be able to spend more money and still bring in enough revenue to pay for it. Having owners that are willing to spend more money compared to ones that are not, and other factors that we'll get into. So the average amount that a team spent this year in the MLB was $166 million, and that's according to Spotrac, which is higher than the NBA salary cap per team and the NHL salary cap per team. Now, saying that, there are many teams that spent well under $100 million this year, including the Athletics, who spent $62 million, the Pirates, the Tampa Bay Rays, the Miami, they're not, I don't know what they're called. It really doesn't matter. But Miami and the Detroit Tigers all spent under $100 million. And then whenever you look at it, there are also many teams that spent over and well over $200 million, almost into the $300 million area, including the LA Dodgers, the Philadelphia Phillies, Houston Astros, and then both New York teams, so the Mets and the Yankees. And one of the reasons that teams like this can spend up to $200 million, $300 million, and other teams can't is because of the population in their city. So like the Yankees have 8.25 million people in the city of New York who are all either going to support the Yankees or the Mets. So you could just say that each team gets 4 million just from being in New York. And then on the other hand, Oakland only has 436,000 people in their city. So, that's going to make it to where a team is able to spend more, but they're going to bring it back in because of the amount of people that are able to attend their games. Even if, the 8 million people who live in New York, if all of them aren't baseball fans and they aren't attending games, it really doesn't matter because they still have 20 times the amount of people that Oakland has in their city. Another thing is like the coaches or the owners of each team. So like Oakland, if you've seen the movie Moneyball, they spent like a super low amount of money, probably like $20-30 million on their team, and they ended up making the playoffs and making a run. So Oakland as an organization feels like they can do that every single year, when in reality it's hard to do that, and they were the worst team in baseball last year. Now, whenever you look at the bigger spenders such as the Dodgers or the Yankees, they're always competitive, they're always good because they're always spending money. So it makes it to where there is a discrepancy. It makes it to where there's always a couple of teams that seem like they're always in the running for winning the World Series. The teams that I listed earlier that had spent over $200 million per year, so like the Dodgers, Phillies, Houston, and then both New York teams have won 4 out of the last 10 World Series. So that just shows right there, like baseball, you're always kind of expecting the same couple teams to win it, whereas in the NFL or NBA or NHL, you never really know who's going to win because the window of spending is so much tighter compared to the MLB. And so those stats for the population were according to the United States Census Bureau. Also, according to Neil Raymond on the Marlin Maniac, since 2007, teams that won the World Series spent an average of $149 million. And when adjusted for inflation, that's almost $200 million. So, you know, in 2024 alone, over half the teams in the MLB spent that. So the amount that teams are spending are just going higher and higher and higher. Also, let's see what else. One of the main reasons why this is a big issue right now is because of a team, the LA Dodgers, are spending a lot of money on foreign players to come over here, and they're just deferring their payment. So a lot of people are just saying, like, there needs to be a salary cap because it's making it almost just unwinnable against a team like the Dodgers, who won the World Series last year. So that's about all I have to say about that. Let's just run through everything again. Every sports team or every sports organization in America pretty much has a salary cap besides the MLB. And it makes it to where there's teams like the Dodgers and the Yankees who win it almost every year, and then the Athletics who are left in the dust. So that's why I think, at least, that there should be a salary cap in the MLB.